Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. In this video, we'll be starting with complex numbers. It's a part of your HSC class 11 and it's the chapter from your book 2, right? So complex numbers, we're starting with exercise 1.1 question 1, which is simplify. Now let us see what this question is about, alright? So see, complex numbers has two main components, right? A real number and a whole number. So how do you write a complex number? You symbolize a complex number by x plus I y. This is your real number part and this is your complex number part or the imaginary number part. So what is this I, right? I is a symbol which we use. What is I? I represents under root minus 1. Under root minus 1, how is that possible, right? So all this while we have only studied root of positive numbers, right? We have studied that root can be taken for any number, square root can be taken for any number which is 0 or greater than 0. Negative numbers don't have roots because which two numbers on multiplying will give you a negative number, right? कोई भी दो numbers को multiply करने से you don't get a negative number. And the condition is the numbers should be same, right? Root matlab kya? Two numbers which when multiplied together give you a certain number. So the root of that certain number is the number which is multiplied with itself. अभी कौन सा ऐसा नंबर है जिसे खुद से मल्टीप्लाई करने से यू गेट -1, राइट? 1 into 1 करोगे यू गेट 1, -1 into -1 करोगे इवन देन यू गेट 1. तो ये -1 तो कभी आता ही नहीं है. बट वेल सॉल्विंग सर्टेन इक्वेशंस हमें पता चलता है कि हमें रूट एक नेगेटिव नंबर का चाहिए, right? So you might have used that equation many times, right? X equals minus b plus minus root of b square minus 4ac the whole upon 2a. उसमें कभी कभी क्या हो जाता है कि b square minus 4ac turns out to be a negative number. तो उस केस में what we do is we take the number as -1 into a positive number और -1 को हम I से denote कर देते हैं. Okay, so now you know what I is, right? So let's move on. Now that we know what I is, we can easily solve these. इसमें we don't need any information about I, but if we know what I is going to be helpful. You should know basically. Complex number start करने से पहले it's basic information that you should know. I is equal to under root minus 1. Very good. So let's start. You have to simplify this. So let's see what you can do. I को as it is लिख दो. What is root 16? It is 4, right? Plus 3i into what is root 5? Root 25? It is 5, right? Plus I into what is root 36? It is 6 minus 25i. अच्छा, अब इसे normally हम लोग कैसे लिखेंगे? I4 नहीं लिखते, you write 4i, right? 4i plus 3i into 5 क्या हो जाएगा? 15i plus I into 6, 6i minus 25i. तो अब हम क्या कर सकते हैं? I को हम लोग कॉमन ले सकते हैं, करेक्ट? सो हम क्या करेंगे? I को कॉमन लेके you will take 4 plus 15 plus 6 minus 25, right? So what do we get? I into 4 plus 15 is 19, 19 plus 6 is 25, minus 25 is 0. So what do you get? The answer is 0. Let's move on to question number 2, sub question number 2, right? So what is this? It says 4 root 4i plus 5 root 9i minus 3 root 6i. तो let's see हम इसे कैसे लिखेंगे. 4 into root 4 क्या होगा? We know that root 4 is 2 because 2 into 2 is 4. So you have 2i plus 5 root 9 क्या होगा? 3. So you will write 3i minus 3 root 16 क्या होगा? 4. So you have 4i here. तो अब हम इसे कैसे लिखेंगे? 4 2s are 8i plus 5 3s are 15i minus 3 4s are 12i. तो ये क्या हो गया? 8 plus 15 minus 12 और i को हम ले लेंगे कॉमन, राइट? तो क्या हो गया? 8 plus 15 is 23. 23 minus 12 is 11i. Okay. and this is your simplified version. Let's move on to your question number 2. So what does question number 2 say? Question number 2 says, write the conjugates of the following complex numbers. So you have to find the conjugates of these numbers now. So let's find the conjugates of 1, which is 3 plus I. 3 plus I का conjugate. We know the conjugate of numbers that are real, right? So conjugate of 1 is -1, right? So similarly, conjugate of 3 plus 1 will be 3 minus I. Okay. 2 क्या होगा? Question 2 is 3 minus I. The conjugate of this will be 3 plus I. Let's see now. We have question number 3 here, which is minus root 5 minus 7 root 7 I. So what will be our conjugate here? Only the imaginary part sign will be changing. Okay. So if you have x plus iy, the conjugate of that will be x minus iy. The sign before your imaginary number will be changing. Okay. So minus root 5 will be as it is. This is your imaginary number. What is the sign before that? Minus. So it becomes a plus root 7i. Moving on to number 4, question number 4. You have minus root 5i. The whole thing is imaginary, so it becomes plus root 5i. Okay. Next, you have 5i. The sign before this will also change, so it becomes minus 5i. Question 6. You have root 5 minus I. Now root 5 is not your imaginary part, so it will remain as it is. And minus I is your imaginary part, so it becomes plus I. Moving on to question number 7. So for 7, we have root 2 plus root 3i. So for this, your root 2 will remain as it is. This is your imaginary number. Sign before that is a plus, so it becomes a minus root 3i. Now your last sub question, which is sub question number 8. It says cos theta plus I sin theta. Okay. Cos theta plus I sin theta. So what is this now? Cos theta is your real number part, so it will remain as it is. Plus, now I sin theta, right? I is there only before this number. The sign before this number is a plus, so it becomes a minus, right? So it becomes a cos theta minus I sin theta. So guys, that's it for this video. In this video, we learned what I means. We learned how to find the conjugate of a complex number, and we also learned how you can understand what an imaginary part of a number is and what a real part of a number is. So we're done with questions 1 and 2 in this video. We'll be doing the further questions. So in this exercise alone, there are 24 questions. We'll be solving the rest of the questions in further videos. Stay connected and thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe and comment down below if you have any queries or suggestions.